Hey everyone, welcome back to round 7 of my Road to Pro series. We are here at Suzuka in the GT4s for a race that is definitely going to be intense. Now here is the starting grid for our race today. As you can see, we have qualified P9 in the strength of field of 2069. It's a tough grid and it's going to be a tough race. So without further ado, let's head straight to the race start.
Car is off. Time to
Here
do
we
your
go.
job.
We are waiting for the leader to go now, and he's off. He is off, and we are underway here at Suzuka in the GT4s. We've not had the greatest start in comparison to Wong on our outside, but we have had a great start compared to Caruana and the others behind. So we're going to head into T1 with a relatively safe space behind us without any dangers of getting rear-ended into the first corner. We're going to play it nice and safe, try to get a good run on exit and set ourselves up perfectly for the sweeping left and rights up the hill here. We've just got to stick to the back of these cars. There's plenty time for accidents, plenty time for mistakes, and maybe through these S-bends, which is always catches drivers out, there's going to be opportunities for overtakes. So we're just going to have to sit behind him here, but we've rendered a little bit wide through that left-hander, which has allowed Caruana to close in on us a little bit behind, but it is nowhere near enough, and there's definitely no overtaking opportunity into this right-hander here. Or if you do, you're asking for trouble. You are definitely asking for trouble as we head through the right-hander and under the bridge. We're now into the second half of the lap here. We're sitting P9, we've qualified P9, and let's hope we can maintain or improve our position, unlike our race at Spa last week, which went horrendously. It went from brilliant to terrible. So let's hope this is not a repeat. Suzuka is definitely a track that is hard to overtake, which is going to invite plenty drivers to make some silly moves. I can imagine, head into the left-hander here, about to begin going down the long back straight. We've kind of missed the apex a little bit. We get the late apex instead. The rear end is sliding out through that exit. Caruana might have a better run on us, and if you look at the timings on the right-hand side, he is 0.4 behind, closer to us than we are to Wong in front. And if you look at that gap, it doesn't look big in front of us, so imagine what it looks like behind. Now we go through the quick left-hander, and we are now heading into the chicane for the first time of the race. There is dust and stones getting kicked up all over the place. But now we're going to head through the right-hander to complete the first lap of this race, and it has gone surprisingly well for us, but there definitely have been some accidents behind that we're going to take a look at now, as we see the yellow Porsche heading through the left-hand super corner, and a bit of net code with the Merc sends it into a spin and into the gravel. Let's take one more look at that from the Merc's perspective. You see here, he sees an opening and he goes for the move. Maybe not quite an opportunity worth going for, but in the end, I mean, he gained a spot from it. But now we look into the quick left-hander, and there's a contact from behind, and it looks like yet another car, another Merc has taken out a Porsche. Look at that. That is just shocking. I don't know if the Porsche maybe braked or something like that, but that is both their races over. As we now head on to lap 3, and we are still sitting in P9 with a 0.5 gap to Caruana behind, and Wong has opened up the space in front. He has pulled away quite a decent amount here. He's 1.3 ahead, so we're going to have to try and fight to bring this time back. But look at Caruana. He's our biggest problem at the moment. He is right on our tail, 0.3 behind. He's going to be hounding us up this hilly section through the sweeping corners. The sweeping right-hander, he is still on our tail. He's kind of in our slipstream, which is going to help drag him along through these corners. He's on our tail here. There's a bit of an opening to the inside. He's going to look for it, but we see it in our mirror, and we're going to shut the door. We are not letting him through. He has a little peek down the inside, but he knows better of going for that move into the quick right-hander there. He's just asking for danger. So we have luckily managed to escape any overtaking maneuver from Caruana there. But that is just showing the intense battles you can have at this track without any overtakes actually being done. The pressure is the way to go. You've got to mount as much onto the opposing driver that you can, force them into a mistake, and that's where you pounce. Now here is a replay of what happened on lap 3. Cars behind going into the left-hander, which is pretty much a straight. You just go flat but one car stuck his nose where it didn't belong, and that was them spinning around. But now we are still on lap 3 here, still following Wong, but as you can see, the gap is increasing, and I don't know if I have the pace to keep with the drivers up in front. You can see I've done a 10.2 and those in front doing 9.7s or quicker, and we head all the way to lap 6 where we still have not been able to close the gap, and only now are we bringing that relative time down. We are 1.2 behind Wong in front. He's made some mistakes, and you can see him through these sweeping corners just being completely offline, messing up the first corner, which coincidentally messes up the rest of them. We've managed to pull a gap of about 1.5 to Caruana behind, and we are reeling Wong in now. We've done some pretty quick laps. As you can see, we've done a 9.5, so we are definitely much more similar to the drivers in front in terms of pace. But now we are on board here with Wong as he runs it a little bit wide, dipping a wheel into the gravel. Is this now going to be our opportunity as we are closing and closing? We're not going to quite get the move into the hairpin, but we are right on his tail now. He's gone a little bit wide on the apex. Hopefully we can pull into a slipstream here and maybe get something down the back straight, maybe into the chicane. We're reeling him in and reeling him in down this short straight here before the sweeping left-handers onto the back straight. We are right on his tail. This is probably the best opportunity we're going to get for the whole race, so we've got to make this count. We've got to make this worth it as we take the corner perfectly, and you can see just how close we really are. 3 cars battling in the background, but that is not what we're worrying about here as we're chasing him down the straight into the left-hander here. We go completely on board from our cockpit. You can see though the gap has kind of pulled out a little bit more than I would have liked as we head into the chicane now for the penultimate time, down through the left-hander and through the right, but it looks like the gap is just too much to close now. So we have one final lap to do it. Are we going to be able to close the gap and get our overtake into P8 on Wong, or is it just not going to happen for us? We are still pretty decent on pace in comparison, if not a little bit quicker than the driver in front, but we need to show that as he runs it a little bit wide there as well, which is allowing us to close in ever so slightly. He's 0.8 in front within a second, and now he's still 0.8, but it just looks like he's making mistakes. It looks like he's running it wide here and there. Caruana behind has closed in. He is 1 second behind now as well. We've made a few errors, but overall I feel like we're driving quickly and driving nicely. Wong has pulled out to 0.9. No, it's still 0.8. We're going to be hunting him down here as we head through the quick right-hander, and then following the next right-hander under the bridge. He's now pulled the gap out to 1 second. It is just not looking good for us. It's not looking like we're going to be able to get the move done. And the gap is just too large, and he is just too similar on pace to us. But through the hairpin, we're still 0.9. It looked like a good quick corner, but in the end it was not quick in comparison to Siu Hei Wong in front, who has managed to keep the pace on, prevent himself from making too many mistakes as we now go through the left-hander here. We've run it a little bit wide, and that may have just dashed our only hopes at an overtake here with slipstream. So he's now 1.1 in front, and I think that is going to be all for us. That is going to be as much as we're going to be able to give to this race, unless he makes a mistake in the chicane, which I highly doubt. We've just got to make sure we keep our cool now, don't make any silly errors with these last couple corners, and get this car home for our first championship point in multiple races. P9 will be getting us 2 championship points added to our current total of 4. And we're going to head around the corner, and that is what we have done. We've managed to secure ourselves P9 and 2 championship points. Wow, that race, even though I did not make any overtakes, was almost perfect. Almost perfect. Minus the 2x, it was almost perfect. But now here are the championship results from that race. Marino finished in first, followed by Choi, Lau, Yang, and Hodek, and us in P9, getting us 2 points. We gained 38 I rating and 0.07 safety rating. What a race. Wasn't so exciting for you guys that I can imagine. But either way, for our championship, this could be critical. But now I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to go down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join my Discord that is linked down below, and I'm sure you'll like this video that's on screen right now. Catch you guys next.